Well, hello, sunshine. How you doing? Today we got the old need a tool, make a tool thing going on, I guess. That's what you do when you live out in the sticks about a week away from anything, and you don't take part in the throwaway world, and you don't waste stuff, and you keep little tidbits around, and you make stuff out of them. I've already made it, but I'll show you how I made it. Old piece of ash had drying out in the barn, and we whittled everything away on there that wasn't a handle. Let me throw a finished product up here, and we'll see what we got. Now, of course, first thing we did, and then I can get this out of the way, we just whittled this out a handle right quick with a plane and 4.5 inch grinder on a sanding disc on a 4.5 inch grinder, and we whittled this out a handle. Now, we left this in here square down here where this head's at, and it's actually at a little bit of a taper down on one face. This side's square, that side's tapered out, and I'll show you out here in just a second what we did. And what this is, I wanted a hookaroon, or a pickaroon, or a hookaroon they'll call them. I split firewood off that dump wagon, and it only dumps up about so much of an angle, and you got to reach up there and you get one of them hung in there crossways. You need to reach up there and pull it, and it's just nice for firewood. Played with it a little bit. You can just reach out there and stand up a piece of firewood. Of course, you can do that with your axe or splitting maul, especially if it's got a little bit of a beard on it. Leave me alone, I wanted it. And I wasn't going to spend, I don't know how much they are on the inner tube for a hookaroon. I'll bet they'd cost $15 or $20. I don't know, 10, 15. I didn't have that much in that one. Had a little bit of time, and I built it a lot faster than I could wait on that brown Santa truck to bring it to me. And today's Sunday. I built it yesterday before, and going up Dad's split firewood tomorrow, so it wouldn't have been here in time anyhow. I'm never prepared. So what did we do? Well, like I say, we took this piece of ash, and I had a piece of, this was 6-inch channel, the other end's right there, and that was a little thick. It's a little loose on there, so I split that down through there, clamped it back together, and welded it, right? That way it just narrowed that up just a little bit. If I'd have had wider lumber, of course, or shorter, wouldn't have needed it. Now, on the back side of this, I cut that up so it was just a little bit proud of this, okay? And then I took me a piece of 4-inch, about 4 inches long as this. This is just however long this happened to be. And I drilled a hole in here, press fit for a 5/8 bolt. You take your pick, and then I was able to, I drove it most of the way through, and I used a grade 8 bolt. This is just a grade 5 I'm showing you. Did a press fit hole, smashed that through there, welded it up good on one side, cut the head off, and welded it on the back side. So this one here is welded inside and outside and press fit. It ought to be okay, and it's in pretty thick metal. So I welded that in there, and of course you want it poking out this way, and I also welded this in. Then I welded this across my 6-inch channel, and I welded it at just a smidgen of an angle. Matter of fact, I had that tapered down even farther towards the handle, and I slid it. I left about that much handle sticking out, and I let this follow that taper, and I just tacked it in 4 places, slid it off her, and welded her the rest of the way up. So that's setting at a taper. Then I cut this bolt off. You can see I cut her off about so much, and you cut that off at an angle. You want it angling outward, away from your handle, right? Your handle's back here, you want it angled outward. So, and then I cut a groove in that. So this here bolt would lay in there, right? Now I'm gonna tell you the voice of experience when I built my cant hook. Don't lay the shoulder of this bolt in there. Lay the threads of that bolt in there. Or get you a longer one, just use the shoulder. And I'll tell you why. Whenever you hook that in the log, like on my cant hook, it's got the threads of a grade 8 bolt sticking out. And it's sharp. It digs right in. but it don't pop back out so easy. Them threads seem to grab it. Sorry about that. It don't just pop right out of there. So cut you a groove in there and lay that bolt along it like that, right? So it's angled, your handle's laying here, and it's angled and angled out. Now, after you get that welded on, then you take and cut this back towards this handle at a nice angle to where it'll hook in. And when you reach out and grab a hold of something now, this just digs right in, and it's got a nice taper on it and no threads, so it pops right back out real easy. It's just like driving it won't get stuck in the wood. But it digs in. The harder you pull, the harder it digs in, but it comes right back out real easy. Guys, I'll show you how it works.